Hi there. This video is going to go over how to use your HTML5 form and output the data entered from that form onto a PHP web page. So I've already created my form and I'm just going to cut and paste it. There's a video I made showing you how to do this. If you want to watch that, please do that first. And I'm just going to copy that. I did that in my code editor, and I'm going to create a new file in Cloud9. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this in, and I'm going to save it. Now the way I'm doing this for this is just the first simple form in HTML5 and PHP. I'm going to save this as my contact.html page. And because there's no PHP in this, I can call this .html. So I can put, CSS in here. I can do whatever I want to this page. For this example, I haven't done anything at all to this other than include the form. Now what I want to do is I need to build out the PHP for the form handler.php page. So I'm going to go ahead and do a new file, and I'm going to start working on that. Now my goal with this output page is that if I wanted to make my contact page have nice HTML and CSS, which I would highly recommend you do, I would also want to use that same format on my output page, because I'd like to give some confirmation that I have received the information that was included. Now you can take a look at the different field names that I have here, and this is important. Sometimes I write these down, sometimes I just copy paste them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy and paste all of my form inputs, and I'm just going to put them in my page so that I know exactly what I reference them as, and I can continue working without having to worry about accidentally naming them something wrong. That's why it's important to also have some sort of style of writing, naming your variables. Okay, so these are the basic information that I have collected that I should be receiving. Now when you want to output something with PHP that's coming from your HTML page, you have to reference it by the method. So ideally most of your form input is going to be coming from post, okay? And that is stored in a special variable. And so let's take a look here. What I like to do at first when I create my PHP, let's go ahead and put my PHP tags in here and come down here and close it, is I like to first assign a variable for all of the input that's coming in. Now it's totally fine to use the same variable names, but you have to be sure that you reference it this way. Okay, so these basically are coming from a post array variable, so that's why it's in this format. You've got the square brackets there, and then you've got first name because you're passing it the index of what that variable array index is. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for all these. I'm going to store them into variables, and the reason I'm doing that is because as our forms get a little bit more complicated, we're going to want to do more processing and do more things with these variables. It's easier to do it this way. Okay, so just double check that you're getting the syntax correct on here, because it can get a little tedious. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, date of meeting, and since I'm working with a date, sometimes these kind of come across a little strange, so we'll take a look and see how they show up. And then comments. Okay, we are almost done. Okay, actually, let me see if I can make these a little bit bigger for you. All right, that probably helps you be able to see this. Okay, so this is all I've done. I have grabbed my form data and stored to PHP variables. Okay, so now when I want to output things to my page, I can just reference them by their name here. So let's go ahead and just output very simply here. Print thank you, first name, for filling out my contact form. Okay, so that's going to be one line, and then I'm going to kind of output more information that they put in. So your email address is email. I will be contacting you soon regarding your meeting request. Date of all right, and then let's see what else I have on here. Print. Oops. Your comments received were, and then comments. All right. So after you get that, I'll take a look at it. What I'm going to also want to include in here is my doc type HTML for good reference here. I can put my head in here. Thank you for contacting me. Okay, so here is my body tag, and let me just close out my body tag and my HTML tag at the end. And it's the moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Let me save it. Save as. I'm going to call this handle form.php. I'm going to save it. Now I want to preview it. I've already got my my Apache web server working, so I'm going to go back to my homework 2, and I'm going to open up my contact form, and let's see if this works. All right, here's my homework 2, contact form. I'm going to put my information in here. Request my meeting date, something like that. Testing, or let's talk about PHP during our meeting. And I'm going to click submit. And I named my file wrong. Formhandler.php, and I called this handleform.php. So let me just fix that. Handleform.php and save it. And now, because I just changed something on the form, I have to reload the form. So let me try that again. Request my meeting date. Saturday, let's talk about PHP. Click submit. And if it works, you should see information. Thank you, Dina, for filling out my contact form. Your email address is, I will be contacting you soon regarding your meeting request date of 9/16/2017. We'll learn how to format dates nicer than that. Your comments were Saturday. Let's talk about PHP. So that is how we do it. It's actually not too hard to just output things. Once we get a little more into working with our form data, we're going to do a lot more information than just grab the data and put it into our web page. Okay, because eventually what we want to do is we want to validate that all this data is in the format we want. Then we're going to connect to our database and store it in our database so that we can reference this information over and over again. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.